The black youth, Driss, displays a brazen confidence as he enters the home of a billionaire for an interview, bypassing the orderly queue of other applicants. He confidently slaps down his resume and demands an immediate signature, leaving the interviewer bewildered by this unconventional approach. Despite the billionaire's quadriplegia and need for a personal caregiver, Driss asserts his love for music when asked about his skills. His indignation flares when the billionaire admits ignorance of the singer he mentions, questioning who is interviewing whom. Driss's urgency stems not from genuine job seeking, but rather his need for a rejected application to qualify for unemployment benefits. The billionaire, intrigued by Driss's audacity, challenges him. Beyond unemployment aid, is there nothing else he aspires to? Driss playfully flirts with the assistant and suggests there is Driss's chaotic life in the slums contrasts starkly with the opulence of the billionaire's world. Yet this unlikely pairing forms an unbreakable bond that touches millions through the film, The Untouchables. Despite not garnering major awards, the movie strikes a chord with global audiences, evoking heartfelt emotions. Driss, recently released from prison after a jewelry store robbery, returns home to a crowded, noisy apartment shared with numerous siblings. His mother worries about his association with gang members, yet he, fresh out of jail, has little sway over his situation. Having been absent for 6 months, he returns with nothing but a colorful egg, disappointing his mother who banishes him. Unbeknownst to them, the egg holds great value stolen from the billionaire's home. Homeless, Driss reunites with old acquaintances, sharing meager meals and seeing their dreams fade further. As dawn breaks, he parts ways with his companions and takes the first subway to revisit the billionaire's estate. Once again encountering the beautiful assistant, he resumes his lighthearted, flirtatious demeanor. Inside the palatial mansion, even the bathrooms dwarf his entire living space. The billionaire, ready with signed documents, greets him early in the morning. When queried about the indignity of relying solely on welfare, the billionaire offers Driss a formal position as his personal caregiver. Driss initially perceives this as a jest, but the billionaire counters, "What's there to fear? Poverty, for instance?" Driss swiftly assumes control in the luxurious bedroom, almost as if claiming it as his own. The billionaire, despite employing numerous highly skilled professional caregivers, has found no one capable of helping him transcend the limitations imposed by his paralysis or tolerating the pitying glances of others. It is Driss's forthrightness and fearlessness, even his willingness to jest about the billionaire's disability, that piques the latter's interest. However, the billionaire remains unaware of the true extent of Driss's unreliability. During caregiving training, Driss dozes off. When tasked with transferring the billionaire to his wheelchair, he nearly causes an accident. In the shower, he confuses shampoo with body wash and applies foot cream to his head. As a streetwise tough, he has never engaged in servitude. Though he is puzzled by compression stockings meant to improve circulation, he manages to put them on relatively well, save for the white gloves that drive him to the brink of madness. Accidentally splashing hot water onto the billionaire's leg, he tests the billionaire's sensation by pouring more hot water, heedless of the pain it might cause. During meals, he becomes so engrossed in admiring the assistant that he inadvertently jabs food into the billionaire's eye. As the billionaire reads, Driss is absorbed in mobile games. Such an unreliable caregiver is indeed rare, yet the billionaire, long shielded by others' protection, takes no issue with it. Whereas previous caregivers would stow the billionaire and his wheelchair in the car trunk, Driss deems this disrespectful and insists they both ride in the billionaire's lavish sports car. Thrilled to be behind the wheel for the first time, Driss relishes the thrill, which the billionaire too has not experienced in ages. Confronted with the habitual obstruction of his driveway by neighbors' vehicles, Driss fiercely retaliates. They visit art galleries together, with the billionaire intent on purchasing a piece priced at 40,000 euros, whereas Driss dismisses it as mere blood spatters on paper. When the billionaire requests his chocolate, Driss flat out refuses, a joke that leaves the billionaire momentarily taken aback, while Driss doubles over in laughter. Perhaps, exposing scars in the most direct manner enables one to face them more candidly. Although Driss revels in luxury, he also leaves rooms in disarray, much to the chagrin of the housekeeper, who further discovers a whip and a dagger in his bag. A friend warns the billionaire that employing such a rough and criminally convicted caregiver carries immense risk. The billionaire, however, stands firm. "What I need is a lack of sympathy. He often forgets that I am disabled. What I require is not pity, but equal respect. As for his past, I don't care." Over time, the billionaire realizes that Driss is not as superficially indifferent as he appears. On a late night when the billionaire experiences sudden respiratory distress, Driss rushes to his side. applying a wet towel to his forehead, guiding him to regulate his breathing, soothing him until his agitation subsides. When the billionaire suffers another episode, Driss decisively lifts him into the wheelchair and wheels him outside. Under the moonlit sky, they stroll along a riverbank, the fresh air of the early morning bringing unparalleled comfort to the billionaire. At this moment, the billionaire genuinely senses Driss's sense of responsibility and meticulous attentiveness, thus solidifying a profound friendship between them, characterized by unreserved openness. The billionaire has corresponded with a pen pal for 6 months but has never mustered the courage to call. Upon learning this, Driss forcibly dials the number, helping the billionaire overcome his psychological barrier. Subsequently, they talk frequently, their bond deepening with each conversation. However, the issue of exchanging photographs poses a dilemma for the billionaire, who fears being rejected due to his disability. Driss advocates for honesty, and although the billionaire outwardly agrees, he secretly instructs the housekeeper to send a pre-injury photo of himself. By a stroke of misfortune, Driss's wheelchair-bound photo mistakenly reaches the pen pal. On the eve of the billionaire's birthday, Driss decides to paint a picture as a gift. This erstwhile street thug immerses himself in artistic creation, producing an abstract yet distinctive piece. The billionaire showcases the painting to his friends, falsely attributing it to a renowned artist, and some are even willing to pay 11,500 euros for it. The billionaire gives the money to Driss, who basks in pride, musing that perhaps the rich may not truly understand art, but the billionaire is certainly sincere in helping him. Driss, once a denizen of the slums, has now become the close confidant of a billionaire. He skillfully tends to the billionaire, even mastering the use of those white gloves. He brings boundless joy to the billionaire, helping him shed the shadows of his past. The billionaire commissions a custom-made suit for Driss, transforming his appearance entirely. They watch auroras together, engage in snowball fights, albeit with the billionaire as the sole thrower, and happiness flows between them. In the face of the billionaire's capricious daughter, Driss ceases to indulge her, prompting the billionaire to sternly rebuke his child for the first time, one he had never dared to discipline before. While running, the billionaire's wheelchair cannot keep pace with Driss. To address this, Driss arranges for modifications, installing a powerful engine that allows the wheelchair to reach speeds of up to 30 kilometers per hour. From then on, the billionaire experiences the thrill of speeding even while confined to a wheelchair. The billionaire's daughter, heartbroken over a romantic entanglement, finds solace in Driss, who, despite his tough exterior, regards her like a sister and even intimidates her boyfriend into promising daily deliveries of toast to reconcile. On the billionaire's birthday, Driss meticulously dresses him up, but the billionaire seems disinterested. The annual birthday parties orchestrated by the housekeeper are monotonous affairs filled with classical music and elite guests, which the billionaire tolerates as the only bearable aspect. However, Driss's attitude toward classical music has evolved. He can now play guessing games with the billionaire about composers and recount the stories behind each piece. He then spontaneously plays pop music and breaks into a dynamic dance, his moves stylish and brimming with youthful vitality, leaving the billionaire exhilarated. This birthday party becomes the most unique and joyful celebration the billionaire has ever experienced. Driss also brings good news. The pen pal's photograph has arrived, revealing a woman more beautiful than her voice, and she has expressed a desire to meet him. Driss tenderly places the photo on the billionaire's bedside table, filling his heart with hope. Driss, aware of his responsibilities to his mother and troubled younger brother, eventually decides to leave the billionaire's employ. The assistant and even the initially disdainful housekeeper come to bid him farewell, their sadness mirroring the billionaire's profound sorrow. The new, impeccably dressed and professionally trained caregiver, though competent, lacks the warmth and camaraderie Driss brought into the billionaire's life, causing the latter to grow increasingly despondent and unkempt. One night, the billionaire experiences a severe respiratory crisis, but the new caregiver stands hesitantly at a distance, offering medication but failing to provide the emotional support and reassurance that Driss once did. Recognizing the billionaire's growing despair, Driss returns to check on him, discovering that he has concealed the truth about his condition from his pen pal, having sent a pre-accident photo instead of one showing his current wheelchair-bound state. Determined to rectify the situation, Driss tracks down the pen pal and, with her consent, arranges a surprise meeting for the pair. On the day of the arranged rendezvous, the billionaire, accompanied by his loyal housekeeper, nervously arrives at the restaurant ahead of schedule. As the appointed hour draws near, the billionaire's anxiety intensifies, and he contemplates fleeing. Just as he makes the decision to leave, Driss unexpectedly appears, offering his support. Together, they embark on a thrilling adventure reminiscent of their earlier escapades, involving a high-speed chase with police cars that ultimately leads to a heartwarming reunion with the Pen Pal. Moved by Driss's intervention and the Pen Pal's unwavering acceptance, the billionaire finally discards his insecurities and embraces the possibility of love and companionship. In a final act of friendship, Driss presents the billionaire with the stolen egg, which he has returned to its rightful owner. Symbolic of the bond they share and the transformative journey they have undergone together, the egg serves as a tangible reminder of their unbreakable connection. With newfound hope in his heart, the billionaire watches as Driss disappears into the night, leaving behind a legacy of mutual healing, growth, and a testament to the power of genuine human connection transcending social barriers. The Untouchables, inspired by real-life events, tells the remarkable story of a disadvantaged orphan and a physically impaired billionaire, their lives intertwining in a way that defies expectations. The film's portrayal of these two vastly different individuals highlights how humor, empathy, and mutual respect can bridge seemingly insurmountable divides. Driss, with his unfiltered perspective and lighthearted teasing, helps the billionaire almost forget his disabilities, while the billionaire, in turn, mentors Driss, transforming him from a rebellious youth into a compassionate and responsible man. Their story underscores the universal truth that genuine understanding, companionship, and shared experiences hold far greater value than mere pity or condescension. Through their unlikely friendship, the audience learns that, despite life's adversities, it is possible to find hope, healing, and profound connections in the most unexpected places.